All right, let's call the meeting to order for September 14th. Let's start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Warrant and bills have been signed, so we're all set there. Approval of the agenda for today's meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay. Minutes of the last meeting. They have not been reviewed yet, so we'll hold off on that until the next meeting. Town Administrator's Weekly Update. Jennifer.
Okay, the first one is to let you know that the notices for West Shore Drive have been put together. The public hearing notice indicates that the Select Board will hold 2 public hearings regarding the proposed replacement culverts for West Shore Drive. A copy of the engineering report, which includes the proposed culvert designs, can be obtained in person or online. The first hearing will be held at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, September 28th, in which a representative from Ransom Engineering will be present to answer any property owner's questions. In an effort to ensure an efficient meeting, the board is requesting that all questions be submitted to the town administrator in advance. This will allow representatives from Ransom Engineering to better prepare answers and do any necessary research. The deadline to submit a question is Thursday, September 22nd. Please send all electronically to jroot@actonmaine.org. If time allows, the board will also take questions from the floor after all pre-submitted questions are answered. The second hearing will be held at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, October 19th, in which state and federal representatives, including Maine Inland Fisheries, Army Corps of Engineering, and DEP will be present to discuss the proposals with the engineering firm and Board of Selectmen. If you have a specific question for one of those state and federal agencies, you're essentially following the same guidelines. So that has been posted, being sent to all abutters within 500 feet. Next is the
I'm sorry, where does that get posted?
So it's going to run in the newspaper, it's on
Great.
the town's website, put it on cable, it's
Yeah.
on Facebook, and like I said, we're actually mailing it to the abutters.
All right.
Next is your November ballot public hearing. So the Town of Acton Select Board will hold a public hearing at the Acton Town Hall, 35H Road, at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, October 5th. Purpose of the hearing is for public input and allow for a question and answer period on the following ballot questions, which will be voted on by referendum on November 8th, 2022. Question 1 is regarding the future of Acton's annual town meeting. Which form of voting do you prefer, the open town meeting or referendum? Question 2 is the petition for the 5-member board. And question 3 is for the vote of transfer of school funds for the LED lighting. So that notice is also being posted.
All right.
Next is just an update that the Fire and Rescue Commission has been called. You'll be appointing the members later tonight, and they've scheduled their first meeting for Wednesday, the 21st.
I believe so.
At 4
yeah.
o'clock.
At 4 o'clock, yeah.
So now that the selectmen have set the tax rate, the tax bills are going out. You should see them in about 7 to 10 days. If anybody needs the amount before then, you can certainly call our office, but we've been working on updating all of the information and just sent it off to the outsourcing company today, so they should be out soon. Town report is close to being complete. We have 1 or 2 departments left, a couple of committees that we'll reach out to, but at this point, we're waiting for the audit.
Very good.
The sheriff contract that we went back and forth with Shapley with has been sent to the city manager in Sanford and also the York County Sheriff's Department, and they're reviewing it.
City manager in Sanford.
Greg Zinser is the one that they approve those contracts.
For the sheriff?
Sheriff's Department, mm-hmm.
I didn't understand that. What's that? What's their role?
There, it's York County, they always have signed all the contracts. He writes the contracts for them. County manager, I'm sorry. I said city manager. I
Yes,
said
okay,
county manager, my mistake.
Okay. Okay, good,
When you go with it,
I was wondering why
Okay,
Sanford
yeah,
was
well-
out.
Greg is the county manager, not the city.
Yeah, okay.
County, my
great,
mistake.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dennis just let me know that Warren and Finance will be meeting on September 26th. They'll have a warrant for them that's going to have the 3 articles that we just talked about for the public for the November ballot. A reminder, and I know we've talked about it in several meetings, but we are in the middle of a town-wide revaluation, which means that our assessors, who are strongly identified as to who they are out visiting each and every property. They are doing their best to get the accurate value of the property so that you can be assessed correctly. So we encourage you to allow them to look at the property.
As I understand it, they're only looking at properties that have had permits and work done since the last assessment?
No, we're doing the town-wide reval that we've
Everybody.
been talking about. They're checking every property in the town of Acton. It's
Like
two-
every
it's-
10 years you do this, right?
Well,
Is
you
that
got-
about-
yeah.
I
About,
was,
So it's twofold, I mean,
maybe I recall this, I spoke to, is it?
John.
John.
So it's
And-
twofold. I mean, every year they do the April 1st, like you said, and those are gonna affect the tax bills. That work has already been done, and
Okay.
that will affect this year's tax bill.
Right.
But they're starting reval for next year.
Okay, so the contract specifies they're gonna go out and look at every property?
Yes, that's the only way they can get a fair assessment.
Okay, all right. That's different than when I spoke to him about, so maybe I got it wrong, but he indicated they would work off the plans that are, the previous documents and look for any updates.
Yeah.
So
We
I
can double
must have
check with
gotten
him,
that
but he's-
wrong. I was surprised at it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but-
no, they've been coming in every day for 2 weeks, and they tell me what roads they're on, and.
Oh, okay, well, they're doing it.
As I understand it,
Okay.
yeah, they're
Fine.
doing a full, I mean, that's the.
Interesting.
Well, we're paying them to do a full reval, so.
My bad. All right.
Just a reminder that the cleaning bid is out for anybody interested in cleaning the town hall. There's a blurb on the town's website. We're accepting those through the 21st of September. And then last is just kind of a point that we still need 2 planning board alternate members. We really need to try to fill those positions if you know anybody that might be interested in serving on the planning board. And that's all I have tonight.
All the permanent or the full-time positions are filled,
Right.
these are all
But
alternates? All
some, someone's always, seems like someone's missing or absent, or
Yeah,
we've got
yeah.
one that's
Okay.
gone away for a month.
right.
That's all I have.
Okay. Department head committee chair updates. Okay. Liaison updates. Had an opportunity to meet today with Robin to talk about some personnel matters down at the transfer station, and I thought that went really well. Otherwise, Warrant and Finance Committee, the next meeting, I plan to be there, and I got a notice about a Capital Improvement Committee meeting being scheduled as well, so I'll attend that. Did you not see that?
They didn't, there's one on the 20th already.
Yeah,
scheduled,
there is
yeah.
one out there, okay. Kim?
well, all's been kind of quiet for me. I met with, well, actually Samantha came here last week, so she kind of updated us on everything. Schools just started, so once they have their meeting, I'll go to their first one. And then APAT, I had met with him, so right now that's kind of quiet. And Cemetery Committee, is that next week for me?
So they have not scheduled a meeting in September. They just met and did the officers anyway, so
Okay, so
Steve
they got
Perillo,
that.
we should be hearing from him.
Okay, all right. So all's kind of quiet right now.
Great. David, anything?
I don't have any updates on the roads, land use. Mary Grant had their thing Saturday. I missed it. I was working. In Forest Conservation, we canceled the meeting. We have some things we gotta go over before we all meet again, so we're trying to get together and
Okay.
take care of a few things, so that's about it.
Okay. Old business. How's the New Bridge Road fence going? You sent a letter, Jennifer?
I sent a letter that basically said, here's another week, maybe,
So that'll be up next week, is that the idea?
that's it.
Yeah, okay. All
Until
right,
I
well,
gave him a
hopefully we
deadline
can-
and just said, if we don't hear from you by this date, we'll assume you're all set with us taking the next step of action.
Okay. Water bids.
So, yeah.
It was still being reviewed by the consultant.
Well, no, he has reviewed them, and the original input is that they may be overkill on what the water test results are, that we may not need the full systems that both of them put into place. They are pretty much similar, very similar. One has a 175 gallon tank, the other one has a 400 gallon tank. But as we went through line by line, he gave me a very detailed explanation of why they just weren't necessary based on the water results that we got and based on the amount of water. So he wants to do a little more research. I'm gonna ask him to meet with one of you, because there's some additional information that, that you need to hear. So I guess I'm not sure who the liaison, I mean, are we going with the chair, since it's a building issue?
Fine, I'm happy to, okay, that would be fine.
And I'll speak to you off, outside of the meeting.
Let's talk about that
There's a little
offline.
more, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's
We're
good
still
that we
working
had
on it.
that.
Yes.
That was done. That's good to get that in.
And we've got it from a couple, I don't wanna name off just Southern
No,
Maine,
it's
a
fine. We
couple
don't
of
need to
people
get
have
into
given us
that, but,
opinions, so.
That's good. Well, due diligence is a good
Yeah.
thing, so that's great. And West Shore Drive culvert.
Just kind of on there for old business. I mean, I guess we could remove it. We've got the public hearings coming. I
Yeah.
did speak to Mr. Robitor about the Freedom of Information, and I will follow up with an email, so we have a paper trail, but he condensed it some. I did send out emails to the road committee chair and the road commissioner about something. I'm starting to get some emails back, so we're trying to put it
So
together.
he shrunk the scope of this?
Yes, a little
Does he
bit.
need to follow up that?
He'll
with-
put it in.
He'll put it in writing?
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good.
I talked to Lee today, and, pretty much letting him know that, what we're up to, and,
Yeah.
making sure everything's on the up and up, and not to worry, that
Good.
things will fall in place.
That's great, that's great. Okay. New business, is this capital improvement committee memo? Yes.
Yes, yep. So, it's been a couple of weeks since, she presented this, but you guys have a lot of things going on, but I thought it was a good time to start working on this RFP, if that was the, instruction of the board. So this is the email that, or the memo that went out about the facility condition assessment, and just wanted to get some input from you guys on what you wanted to see from the RFP, so we can get something presented to you for next week.
I think there should be more detail than this. This is
Looking at this,
vague. There's no scope of work here, so, and what the deliverables should be. Given my experience with this in the past, it has more to it than I think what's described in this memo. If you're okay with this, unless you have some feedback, I'm happy to take and make some revisions to this.
Yeah, it's gotta be, like you said, it's a little vague.
Well, and I'm not sure that I'm not sure they did it in anticipation of this being the RFP, did they? I don't
I'm
know
not
what
quite
the
sure.
purpose
I
of
don't
this
think so,
was.
because
Okay.
if it
This
was,
is not an RFP.
Right.
no,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't list the people that you wanted to send to
No,
either,
no.
which we should.
Why don't you let me work on this, and I'll bring it
it
back at the next meeting? That work?
is that- yeah, that's fine with me,
All right,
yeah,
and,
because,
I'll write something up. Fair enough. Is there a standard boilerplate that we use with RFPs that we kind of drop in, scope of work and other things? If there is, if you want to send me that, then
Yeah.
I'll use that document so it's
Yeah.
all,
Okay.
okay? Appointments.
So we have, the code officer has asked that Mr. Michael Demers be reappointed as a deputy to help fill in as necessary. So I've prepared that for 90 days. And then we have Ed Walsh, Tom McGurty, Margarita Borgel, John Moulton, Norm Lambert, and Adam Small, who all have been appointed in their capacity for the Fire Rescue Commission. So we'll have one spot left for the member of the public, but they need to meet to make that recommendation.
So at our first meeting, which is next week,
21st, yeah?
21st, at 4 o'clock. First part of that meeting will be to appoint that seventh member.
Correct.
Yes. And we have one individual that submitted their name
Correct.
for consideration there. If anyone else wishes to be considered, please submit your nomination to Jennifer, and so the committee can have that. Fair enough?
So the deadline that the board approved has already passed.
I guess you can't do that, so I'll strike that. I'll strike that reference.
you tried.
I personally don't mind extending it if we
Oh,
have other
that's your
people, but
call.
I don't know how, if that's a hard rule, then fine, we'll stick with what we have.
It might complicate things if we do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Let's just
fair
leave
enough.
it.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the certificate of appointment, Title 30A MRSA 2602. For the Fire Rescue Commission, we have Ed Walsh, Tom McGurty, Margarita Borgel, Norm Lambert, Adam Small, John Moulton, and again to the Fire Rescue Commission.
Second that?
All in favor? Okay.
All right.
What about the other appointment?
Yep, not too.
You have to sign,
So I
actually.
appointed them, I think, until October. That should give plenty of time for the process to be done.
Okay. Here, David, I'll let you do this one while I work on this.
We should know
No,
what that is.
but we pretty much, we already have it set.
Oh, okay.
But
It's higher than that. It's higher than that,
Oh, it is?
yeah.
How much?
I mean, I'd have to look, but I
No,
believe
you
it's
might be
between
right.
30
I
and
can't
30,
remember
between
off the top
30
of
and
my
35, if you're asking.
That's what,
But that's when he was working as the code officer.
yeah.
Yeah, I know,
But
this
he's-
would be less.
The board needs to decide that then.
I think we need to talk about that then. I mean, there's
you
an
wanna
appointment.
wait on the appointment?
Yeah, I'd like to understand what the rate of pay is for the individual.
I can look when we go in.
And this is an appointment for the deputy code officer. We haven't really discussed what the rate of pay is, and we gotta understand what that is before we make the
Yeah,
appointment.
it's not really gonna affect us right now. He still comes in when we need him, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll wait on the appointment.
Administrative.
All right, so we'll hold off a week.
So you can have this back, Jennifer. I'm not signing something we're not ready to. Jennifer, when that comes back, it ought to have the rate in it. We ought to probably have it right in the.
In the oath?
In the, is that a motion?
Well, it's just a certificate of appointment.
We don't do,
Okay,
yeah.
well, okay.
You can certainly, in the motion to,
Just gonna
In the,
table it.
in the motion, yeah. Do you have some others here?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It looks like we ought to move to public comment because we're about to go into an executive session. Why don't we take public comment at this time? Any public comment? Okay. Oh, okay. Rollins?
Hobble my way up here, or else. It's not a comment, just a question. Is there any word on the new fire truck coming? Any at all?
I spoke to the fire chief yesterday and asked him or representative to come update the Board of Selectmen on that truck and also some of the equipment that they recently approved, because as I understand it, based on the bills, one of the pieces are in. And Rick assured me that somebody would be present next week to give an update, but no, it's not in.
There you go.
Thank
Thank
you.
There's your answer.
That answers those questions.
All right. Any other comment? Mr. Neal?
Good evening. Dick Neal. Hope I'm not speaking out of thing here, but the Mary Grant Committee had a community picnic last Saturday. Sadly, I was very disappointed not to see at least one representative of the town offices. It could have probably been advertised a little bit better, because it was for the people that did show up, it was very good. You know, and the disappointing thing is we had a lot of food left over. We expected more people. So hopefully next year, if we have it, we can turn around and, you know, the idea by having a community picnic, it gets a chance for people that don't get out to the meetings and don't watch Facebook and stuff like that, and maybe turn around and get a chance to do a little socializing, you know, especially with the offices of the town. But otherwise than that, it was, we were satisfied. But like I say, we had a lot of food left over, which is too bad.
But as I understand it, we've put it away in a safe place, and we're gonna use it at the trick or treat, the pumpkin event in October, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, the chair reached out to me, we helped to
Well,
make
let's say that-
arrangements.
That's our next big event, and
Yeah,
hopefully we can get,
a little bit more advertising and stuff out.
usually we don't have any trouble.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one
wait,
seems
free
busy.
pumpkins and free
Yeah.
candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for your information, we've been doing, let's say, in the last few years, 35 to 50 pumpkins. We're shooting for 100 this year.
Very good.
It gives you an
gosh.
idea of how many kids we're expecting and whatnot and everything. That's
great.
That's a other major event that we have at the Mary Grant.
Very good, thank you.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Neal. I had full intentions of actually going to that, and I had to end up working late, so I apologize.
Life is busy.
Yep.
Okay, any other comment? All right,
Make a motion.
let's do the announcements.
There you
So
go,
that we can get those taken care of. We have, do you want to do it? Do you want me to? I don't really care. You go for it, you look like you're poised.
I look like I'm poised, huh? All right, announcements. September 14th is a select board meeting at 6 PM. On September 15th, we have a planning board site walk at 5 PM. Camp East Shore Drive LLC, application for conditional use for Camp Kidda. September 15th, we have a planning board meeting at 6. September 19th, road committee at 6 PM. On the 20th, we have a capital improvement committee meeting at 5 PM. On the 21st, we've got another select board meeting at 6 PM. On the 24th, we've got another planning board site walk, 9 AM, David Pepin, the mineral extraction on H Road, and a West Shore Drive application for mineral extraction. Then on the 26th, Warrant and Finance Committee, 6 PM. And the 28th, we have the public hearing and the select board meeting, and that's in reference to the West Shore Drive culvert. And that's it.
Very good. So we'll go into executive session now. We would plan, and we'll describe that in a moment, but we don't expect to have any further business once we come back in. So you're welcome to stay, but probably won't be anything eventful there at that time. Take a motion to,
Make a motion that we go into executive session MRSA 405-6A-1.
Second that.
all in favor? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Coming out of executive session, we need a motion to go back into general session.
Make a motion.
Public session, I guess, should.
All right.
There's
You want me to come out of
Please,
executive?
yeah.
Okay. We're going to come out of executive session MRSA 405-6A-1.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Any, I guess we're back into public session. Any additional agenda items?
Nope, I think,
think
Motion
so.
to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Thank you, folks.
Aye.